The Yalta and Potsdam conferences were initiated in order to help the Allies decide what would happen to Europe, in particular Germany, at the end of the Second World War. Both these conferences had occurred in the year 1945 and were both attended by representatives from Britain, the United States, and Russia. The Yalta Conference in particular was held on February 1945 and had been attended by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, representing the United States, Prime Minister Winston Churchill, representing Britain, and General Secretary Joseph Stalin, who was representing Russia. They are also otherwise known as the Big Three. The meeting took place in the Livida Palace near Yalta in the Crimea, and during the Yalta Conference, the Big Three had discussed various issues, such as the issue of Germany and Poland, where the issue of Germany and Poland in particular had been a central point and source of conflict between the United States and Russia. Poland had been a point of conflict due to the differing ideals of the leaders. For Stalin, Poland was vital for security to act as an essential buffer zone, where for Roosevelt, the future of Poland was a crucial factor for the future of Eastern and Central Europe. Germany had been a point of conflict due to the disagreements and the reparations to be paid out to the Soviet Union. Apart from disagreements, the Big Three had also agreed on other aspects regarding Germany and Poland. In regards to Germany, the Big Three had agreed that all German industry would go to the Allies as reparations, and that Germany would undergo demilitarization and denazification. They had also split Germany into 4 occupation zones, one for the Soviet Union, one for Britain, the United States, and France. Stalin was angered by the notion of France joining in the partition of Germany because of their poor performance in resisting and fighting Germany throughout the war. As for reparations, Stalin wanted to either destroy or relocate German industry to prevent them from dominating Europe in the future, and also wished Germany to repay the Soviet Union for the devastation it caused during the war. Stalin had also argued that 80% of Germany's industrial capacity should be dismantled, leaving the rest in the control of the Allies. Though, Churchill did not want the German people to be left poor and hungry as a result of reparations. Roosevelt also agreed with the idea of reparations, but said that enough industry must be left in Germany for the people to live on. Roosevelt wanted the USSR to enter the Pacific War with the Allies, where one Soviet precondition was an American recognition of Mongolian independence from China and recognition of Soviet interests in the Manchurian railways and Port Arthur. Roosevelt met Stalin's price, hoping USSR could be dealt with via United Nations, though later many Americans considered this agreement of the Yalta Conference to be a sellout. Now moving on to the Potsdam Conference, which was held in July 1945 and was attended by Stalin, Harry S. Truman, who replaced the late Roosevelt, and Churchill, who was later replaced by the newly elected British Prime Minister Clement Attlee. Stalin had been the only one out of the Big Three who attended both the Yalta and Potsdam conferences. The new Big Three had gathered to decide how to administer punishment to the defeated Nazi Germany, who had agreed to unconditional surrender 9 weeks earlier on 8th May. The goals of the conference also included the establishment of post-war order, peace treaties issues, and countering the effects of the war. Many things from the Yalta Conference came up, including the occupation of Germany and reparations. One of the main agreements as a result of the conference were the Potsdam Agreements, which included finalizing certain issues discussed during the Yalta Conference. The 4 occupation zones of Germany conceived at the Yalta Conference were set up, where Berlin, Vienna, and Austria were also each divided into 4 occupation zones. The German economy was also decentralized. Monopolies were broken up to ensure German standards of living did not exceed the European average. The economy was reorganized with a primary emphasis on agriculture and peaceful domestic industries, where Germany was converted into an agriculture and light industry economy. Exports became beers, toys, textiles, instead of heavy industrial products that form most of Germany's pre-war exports. Reparations had also been decided on, where Russia received 1/3 of Germany's ships and industrial equipment. It was also agreed that 10% of the industrial capacity of the western zones, unnecessary for the German peace economy, should be transferred to Russia. Stalin proposed, and it was accepted, that Poland was to be excluded from division of German compensation. The United States had successfully detonated the first atomic bomb on July 16, 1945. It seemed that Truman's somewhat firm stance in the meeting was due to his belief that U.S. nuclear capabilities enhanced his bargaining power. Stalin, however, was already well informed about U.S. nuclear capabilities, thus also holding firm in his positions, making negotiations challenging. In addition to the Potsdam Agreement on 26 July, Churchill, Truman, and Chiang Kai-shek, chairman of the Nationalist Government of China, issued the Potsdam Declaration, which outlined the terms of surrender for Japan during World War II. The declaration's ultimatum was that either Japan had to agree immediately to surrendering unconditionally, or they would be given prompt and utter destruction.